What's up with it?
What's
Man,
up?
Benji trying to get like me. You know what I'm saying? Benji trying to wear red out here today because I had on red.
I
He
thought
went
you was
and
gonna
made
say
a quick
bald.
change. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be like me. It's all good.
I
We
mean,
family. We literally
it's all
family.
right.
So I let it rock today.
It's all right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wear your red. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do like that color red. It look like a brick red. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
his
It's
red is
more of a
stunting on your red.
you know what I'm talking about. We in there like swimwear. We all right. We
Well,
straight.
I,
What's
I
that?
think it might be because I resemble Suge just a little bit, so it adds a different pop to my red. It adds a
Oh,
I
little
mean,
different pop to my red.
I
your
think
red
it
got
just
some
might be
flair
your
to it.
camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, step your game up then.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I'm saying? We working on it. You know
All
what I'm saying?
right, all right. So y'all, welcome to episode 157. Now you know we got
Yeah,
a special guest with us today. Y'all see, we got a special guest in
yeah,
the bottom screen. We got Mr. Forrest Brooks. I am
yeah.
Forrest B from IG, motivational speaker. He just drops a lot of knowledge, man. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? One of those
Thank
guys.
you.
If
Thank
you
you.
go to his page, the content is quality. The looks, the
Mhm.
textures, you know what I'm saying, the camera work,
Yeah.
the audio, everything is crisp. And he has a lot of knowledge. So we were looking forward to trying to get him on the show. And I got to give a shout out to my son. I was I saw Forrest's content and I was like, yeah, man, this dude is dope, blah blah. My son was like, yeah, I know him. I was like, oh
What?
really? Oh
Oh, the
Yeah,
really?
plug in.
yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
so plug me in, plug
Okay, so unplug this. Okay.
plug
Okay.
me in. So shout out to my son Keon, dope young
Shout out
man.
Keon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did you
Yeah.
give him an
um
offering? Did you give him an offering for the plug?
he got room and board. He got room and board. So
Room and board. There you go. There you
I
go.
Room and
heard
board.
that. I heard
he,
that.
yeah, he
I
got
ain't
room
mad
and
at
board.
that. Spoken like a true dad. Yes, sir.
So he good. But yeah, man, welcome to the show for us, man. We've been
Thank you.
looking
Thank
forward
you.
to this. We enjoy your content. We share it, and the people gravitate to it, man. And it's not just what you say, it's how you say it and how you present it, and it's very authentic. So
Thank you.
they
Thank
were
you.
looking forward to hearing it live. So we said, let's see if we can get them on, and we did. So you're here now. So
We
um
here. We here.
man. So
Yeah.
we like to get the show started off every week, and we like to check on our people. So, of course, we're gonna start with the young lady first, Trisha Michelle. How you doing today?
Forehead.
How you, how you doing today?
But
How you feeling? Physically, mentally, emotionally, you good?
I'm good. I'm tired though, but that's normal.
Sound like
I wear a
everybody.
lot of hats, so if I'm not
That
doing one thing,
forehead weighing you
I'm doing
down.
another. Look, I wear a lot of big hats. Leave it to Benji, but at least I know how to rock them. Let's not say the same for you. But as far as everything else is going, I am great. I'm wonderful. I'm well. I'm blessed. I'm thankful, regardless of being tired. So I'm good.
Yeah. Get
All
you some
right,
sleep
all
tonight.
right.
It'll be
Our
hot.
special guest, Forrest Brooks. How you feeling today, my guy? Good, mentally,
I'm feeling
emotionally,
good.
physically. All
I'm
right,
feeling
all right.
good mentally. I'm feeling good emotionally. I'm feeling good spiritually, intellectually. It took some work to get there, but I'm good today. I'm good today. So
Dig
All
it.
right,
that's the
that's
important
dope.
thing.
See, that's inspirational right there. See, even that's inspirational. See, he can't
What you
stop doing it.
He
He
can't
can't
stop
stop
doing
doing it.
it.
He talks and it's inspirational.
Can't stop, won't stop.
thank you,
No
man.
diddy.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no
I'm ready to
Diddy,
start
no
my day
Diddy,
over.
Yeah, no diddy, no
no
diddy.
No
Diddy.
diddy. No diddy.
Yeah, no
Yeah, no,
diddy.
literally.
All right, Benji Banks, the man, the brand. How you doing today, man?
man, man, man. Yeah, we just excited, man. There's a lot of great things going on. So, if I told you all of them, you probably wouldn't believe me. So I just got to show you the evidence when I put it out there. You get what I'm saying? So, man, it's just nothing to complain about. There's always some challenges, working through the red tape, but you always come out on the end in a winning position. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that mindset. So besides that, I'm straight.
All right, yeah, man. I mean, it's another great week, another great start to the week, man. A lot going on, in the world. But as I told this lady earlier today, she was like, "Tell me one good thing about your day." I said, "I woke up this morning." So you know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's the start, right? So
Yeah.
everything there is a build up from there. So
Right.
my grandfather used to always tell me, "You would think you're having a bad day if somebody didn't wake up this morning." So as long as you woke up, you good.
Right.
so
That's
so
it.
I can't help but be excited, you know what I'm saying, when I open my eyes in the morning, man. So I'm glad to have everybody here today. We're gonna get this conversation going. Forrest Brooks, man. Where are you from, man? Tell us a little bit about your background, man.
Yes.
Yeah, what's that your claim? What's that your claim? What you just throwing
Man,
up?
I forgot
crazy
to
part
say
is
that.
I used to be in the gang. That's the crazy part. But nah, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Connecticut. And yeah, man, I'm not good at talking about myself. I'm gonna do my best though, I promise. But I'm from the East Coast, Connecticut to be exact. I live in, Texas now. The transition from the East Coast to the South was very very interesting. And I think that's when the true maturation process began from
Mm,
boyhood to manhood, from being a boy to manhood.
right,
Um, I didn't have my dad during that process, so that made the process a little bit more tense and a little bit more, it gave me a little bit of anxiety. But
right.
um, yeah, man, I'm just a regular guy, man. I don't do much. I have a background in ministry. I have a background in serving people from all backgrounds, and I think that gave me a unique perspective on seeing people's struggles in real time, and it gave me a different perspective as far as having empathy and compassion for people. And I think that's why, um, I'm able to connect with people. God's given me that ability to do so. So it's all God. It's not me, but that's pretty much it, bro.
I dig that, man, because I mean, as we growing up to be men, your story, just hearing that little brief piece is
Mhm.
certainly relatable because I could definitely relate to that because
Yeah.
I moved from Texas to Cali, and Cali is where I grew
Oh,
up to be a man. So I could totally relate to that. So I dig that part, and I want to know, and I know this is probably early, but I want to know.
are you good? You good? Let's talk. Let's talk.
Right, right, right.
Yes,
I
yes.
Yeah.
want to know. I want to know when you got to Texas. Were you homesick, and how long were you homesick?
Was not homesick. I literally graduated from high school. An hour, I walked the stage. An hour later, I was on the way to Texas. I did not want to be in Connecticut, because I was never involved in any crazy beefs, but Connecticut is not what people think,
Right.
so it's a lot of violence. It's not much to do there. And when you graduate from an environment and there's not much to do, you get in trouble majority of the time. You don't really have anything to occupy your time, your mind, so a lot of the people I graduated with ended up going to jail, being killed,
Mm,
or just not really ever, never ascending to what they said they wanted to do. And so like as soon as I graduated, I left. There was no farewell tour, no party, no nothing. I was on the road to Texas and I never went back. I visited one time,
mm.
but other than that, I don't miss it. No.
That's crazy, man. It's super relatable too, because I've had the same feeling when I left Texas and I came to Cali. It was like, man, I am out of that. Like,
Right. I'm
because
done.
it was chaotic, it was crazy, it was
Right.
killing, it was all of these things. And it's
Hmm.
like, man, I wanted what Claire Huxtable had. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I
Right.
wanted something different. So
Uh-huh.
talk to us about that space when you got to Texas. Of course, you're not wanting to be back home, but now you're in Texas. Talk to
Right.
us how that felt, and then how your transition. Talk to us about that.
Oh, it felt crazy. It felt like I was in literally a different country because where I'm from, the men are different. Like we get about 2, 3 haircuts a week. We keep ourselves well groomed. We put
Right,
an outfit on to go anywhere. We never step out the crib looking crazy, looking any kind of way. The same thing with our women counterparts. So how you present yourself, how you talk, how you carry yourself, it's all different. I came to the South and I'm wearing nice shirts to go to Walmart. I have like a perfect haircut 24/7. I'm keeping myself well groomed. And my mom came to me and she said, "Listen, you're in Texas now. It's a little bit different. You don't have to put on an entire outfit with some slacks to go to Walmart. You can just throw on some sweats. You don't have to, So the transition was a bit tough because I was looked at like the eyeball.
right.
Then just to can I be blunt on
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, okay,
That's
okay.
right.
yes.
Just keep it a beam with y'all. I look a certain way, so I attracted gay men. Just gonna put it out there. The fact that I grew myself very well, I'm not like that alpha type of guy. I'm more laid back. My voice is a little bit more light and suave and smooth. Um, and then I have like a baby face thing. I guess I'm not sure. I get called pretty a lot. I'm not, but when you when you when you couple all that together, when you put all that in a melting pot and stir it up, you get a man who's seen as metrosexual,
Right.
as gay, as different things. So I dealt with that part of it, and then the language barrier too. Where I come from, we talk real different, and it's not what people are used to in the South. So when I came down here talking like this, they're like, "Bro, are you slow? Like, what are you saying?" Because they couldn't understand
Yeah.
me. So I had to learn how to pronounce my R's, pronounce different things. So it was an entire like it was a culture shock from all angles. That coupled with losing my friends, because I this is where I went through my church hurt.
Right.
So I went straight from moving here into ministry, and then I lost that ministry because of everything that
Mhm.
went on inside that church. So it was a lot going on. It was tough, but I think it produced a resilient young man. So um,
I dig
I don't
that. I
complain about
dig
it.
that.
You know.
This is a
Yeah.
relatable story, bro. I promise you. It sounds like
Yeah,
a
it's
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
mirror.
listening. I'm listening to his story. I'm listening to your story, Forrest, and I kid you not, it's very reminiscent of the exact same trek that Benji's kind of had to endure in his
Hmm.
life as well. So y'all got
Okay,
a lot in common. Plus, you know what
that's
I'm
crazy.
saying? Like y'all have a similar demeanor, outside of just the public eye. Since I've
Right.
been able to have a conversation with both of y'all outside of the public eye, of course. So but yeah, that's crazy that y'all stories kind of that similar.
Now, imagine you going from Connecticut to Texas.
Uh huh.
Imagine going from Texas to Cali, bro. Like,
Oh yeah,
man,
that's.
it was weird because I talked like I was from the South. Obviously, my
Hmm.
words were slower. I wasn't saying
Yeah,
here. I was saying I wasn't
Over
saying
there,
there. I was saying
over there.
like,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
was like, yo, where you from? Like, where the? So I totally get it, man. So I know that uncomfortable space where you were in at that time. I know it.
You
yeah.
been to Cali for us?
So not yet, not
No.
yet. I've been invited a few times, but I've never been. Never been. I wanna go, but I haven't had the chance to go out there yet.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. We'll be hitting you up soon. Trust
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, they the plug out there. So I've been out there a couple of times to visit
me. Yeah,
Okay.
within the
no doubt,
past
no doubt.
couple of years. So yeah, yeah, yeah. You definitely got to get out there. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to do. You know what I'm saying? And with the space you're in, man, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of opportunities that open up for you in the future because you're a dynamic speaker and you're a person that commands attention when you talk. So
Thank
it's a
you.
lane definitely for you, man. And with that being said, I wanted to ask when did you get your start as kind of like motivational speaker slash content creator? Like, how did that all develop for you?
I cussed out God. Cussed him out.
Oh
Like,
wow.
Okay,
Okay,
can I
talk to
can
us
I
about
curse on
that.
can,
that
can I
sounded like
curse
Hey,
on
Say
Joe.
say say
Okay,
what you want
explain,
to say.
say what
explain
I want to
something.
say,
Okay.
like language and everything? I can just
Yes,
go.
yeah, you
Yeah,
yeah.
straight. You
you
shoot it,
good.
shoot it.
So I was a victim of the social media boom, and so I felt if I'm successful on social media, I'm successful in real life. Now, your generation, not to call you old, but your generation, you no, not to call you old, I promise.
No, we
But
good.
You
the
good?
the,
You
the
straight?
people that came before me, y'all were big on listen, you work hard, you put the time in, you develop a work ethic. You do these things. And if you have a dream, the 9 to 5 funds your needs and expenses. The 5 to 10 is a dream. It's time to build a dream. We're not like that. We are go broke, quit your job, go for it right now, struggle for a few years, and you'll become a millionaire out of nowhere, right? That's what I had that delusion. And so I learned how to acquire things. I learned how to finesse. I learned how to, make fake bank statements. I learned how to make all these things to get what I wanted, but I didn't have that core information, that core knowledge. Like a lot of young people nowadays, you don't really know what you don't know what you don't know. So I had a apartment overlooking the city downtown. I had a turbocharged Mustang. I had all the followers. I had the girls on my line. I had all these things, but I had no peace. Like I was depressed. I was sad. I was questioning who I was as a man. I just had no answers for anything. And I never had money in my pocket because I was wearing it or driving it or not in bed. Like I was doing the wrong things with my money. So one day, now mind you, while doing this, I'm also thinking and believing I'm doing what God wants me to do because I know how to dress it up and know how
Mm,
to talk well and look the part. So one day I got mad. I said, God, you know what? I'm depressed. I'm angry. I'm busted, disgusted, I'm broke. These girls are around me. I know they don't care about me. It's the stuff they care about, not me. So like I was just going through it, and I was in such a negative headspace. I just got mad and cursed God out. I said, God, fuck you. I hate you. You're not real. I don't want to talk to you no more. Like I've
Mhm.
been living for you for 10 plus years. I really wasn't. I thought I was, but I've been living for you for 10 plus years, and I'm depressed all the time. You said I have life more abundantly, and I've been trying my best to do this, that, and the third, and people did like I was just mad, angry. And so I cussed them out straight up, right? Now I had to go to work in an hour. So this happened at about 2 o'clock. And God said, "That's cute. That's cute. Um, before you go to work, you have about 30 minutes before you have to leave. So in that 30 minutes, I want you to do something that means something to you. I don't care what it is. Forget me, forget your businesses, forget your girlfriends, plural, forget your homeboys, forget all of that. Like, do something that means something to you. I don't care what it is, right? I had on a dingy gray sweatsuit. It was real dingy. And I had my camera set up across the room. And I literally turned it on, started to vent about random stuff.
Mhm.
Well, I pulled 3 clips from that and posted them all online, and they all went viral. And what that did was that helped me to understand that all the pain I went through, the suffering, the tribulations, the trials, all of it, people can relate to it, and people can connect with pain. If nothing else, they can
Mhm.
connect with pain.
Right.
And what it did for me was it restored purpose in me when I thought all my purpose was to look a certain way and to be attractive and to because that's all I had because I was bullied growing up. So I figured if I can look a certain way, if I can look the part, I won't get bullied, I won't get left, I won't get judged, I won't get any of that. And that's how everything started. Now that was the genesis of it, but there's a lot more to it. But that's how it officially started.
Now that's amazing because I think when you think of that moment that you had a real moment, even
Yeah.
though it was you venting, you had a real moment. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. And a lot of people are
Oh yeah.
scared of that space
Oh yeah.
because they don't know, what a living God is going to say to them. But
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, man, God is not scared of your troubles. He
He's
knew
not.
them before you got into them.
He's not.
Mhm.
So he wants that real moment from you. And it's challenging to get there. So when you got to that moment, how did that feel? Because you said you were depressed, you were this. How did that feel to actually say what you said, but then kind of retract, or did you retract what you said?
Well, if okay, to answer you first, that's a great question. It felt amazing to finally say it because that, as I went along this journey, I learned that was the first time that I genuinely prayed to God. Even though I was angry, I was aggressive. That was the first time, and God let me know it's clear as day. That was the first time you've ever spoken to me with your
Right,
heart, not with
right,
your words, not with scripture. Like I wanted you. I didn't want what they taught you at Kojic in the Kojic church. I didn't want what you learned watching other Christians. I wanted Forrest Brooks. That's what I wanted, and I got that
right,
night. So after that moment, I felt like there was a burden lifted off of me because I had gave God literally the worst of me, like how I felt about him, myself, about women, about men, even like about the people that had done me dirty, my homeboys had done me dirty. And he still accepted me. Not only accepted me, but said, listen, everything you just said, not only do I accept you, but I validate that because I want you to speak about that. Go ahead and tap into that, right? So it did a lot for me, it did a lot of good for me. Um, how it affected me moving forward because I felt bad. Of course, you don't want to curse at God. I never
right,
encourage
right,
people to do
right,
that. Um, but even that, God said, "Listen, I don't mind. Like you said, I'm not intimidated by your anger. I don't
right,
like. I've been begging you for that for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Now it came out how it came out because you were a ticking time bomb, and I didn't want that for you. But however you show up, I will meet you there. So
right,
however you show up, I'll meet you there. And of course I apologize for yelling at him, but as far as retracting how I felt, I couldn't really retract that because that came from a very real place.
Yeah.
Now of
right,
course speaking to God in that tone, I'll never do that. I don't do that now. But
right.
yeah, it definitely opened my eyes to the fact that God is not who who I was raised to think he was. He
Mm,
is the warmest embrace, the tightest embrace I've ever felt. And it came where other people would have thrown me away. It came at that moment. He embraced me the tightest I've ever felt an embrace. So
Man, see, listen, all of these are just what we call lift your hands moments
That's a fact.
because I'm telling you,
Sure.
that those are moments that I can totally relate to. When you, as you're talking, it's like I promise you, it's like looking at a mirror.
it's crazy.
It's yeah, I'm not a novice to it, but it's
Mhm.
just amazing because as I step back into that space, it's great to see where you're at compared to where I was at that particular point in time. So it's kind of dope to see, man. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
shout
Thank you.
out for that transition though, because I know it ain't easy, bro. Like you got to let
Nah.
some stuff go.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the transition I went through. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just for context for the viewers, I know we got a lot of new viewers out there. Benji just went back into ministry. So
Mhm.
he had stepped away
What?
from
Okay.
ministry for a while, and he can go deep into that, but he recently returned to the pulpit and started preaching again and everything. So yeah, he's got a lot of transition going on in his own life. So
Right.
we're proud of the guy, you know what I'm saying, for
Yeah.
doing what he has he's listening to God, right? And I
Yeah.
know that's tough for a lot of people to hear
Mhm.
God tell you to make these changes. And some of these changes are tough,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
especially when you used to live in a certain lifestyle for a period of time.
Mhm.
But, hey, you either listen to God or, you know what I'm saying, suffer the consequences. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we're glad that both of you all are obedient to God's call on your life, whatever that may be and whatever that may develop into. We're glad that you answered that.
Yeah,
Facts.
thank you.
Love that. Love
Thank
that.
you. Love you.
Yeah. All right. So I always ask this to our guests because you get a chance to create content and to talk to an audience that is, you know what I'm saying, very receptive to your message. What does that feel like to be able to get up every day and do something like that and contribute to people's lives and know that you have that type of effect on people?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's overwhelming at times.
Mhm.
Um, it's a major responsibility.
Right.
And that part of it scared me because I've never been one for the likes, for the attention, as far as getting it from people, adulation from other people. Now, when I was doing social media and getting the cars and the outfits and things like that, that's because I love fashion and I love, just photography. 'Cause I'm a photographer at heart. But as
Right.
far as like getting attention from a lot of people, it always made me uncomfortable because I was very insecure. So that there were so many things I had to tackle when it came to this platform and learning how to handle it and being responsible with it. And that's why after every live, I tell my audience, I love y'all so much. I respect you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be flawed, to mess up, for giving me grace along the way. As I learn how to handle this platform, I always say that because it's a lot to handle. It really is. And I think where some people look at it and they say, they look at it as this is like something that I love doing and like man, these people really tap into me and it's great. Nothing is wrong with that. I look at it more so I'm responsible for these souls that listen to me. Like
Right.
everything I tell them,
Yeah.
every word I say, some people literally latch onto that and gravitate onto that. So I
Mhm.
have to make sure my heart's upright. I have to make sure that I'm not letting any insecurities or any personal feelings creep in. Like it's a major responsibility, and I take it very serious. So it's interesting. There's some days where I love it, and there's some days where I'm like, man, this is tough, but this is what it is right now. So yeah, it just it comes how it comes. But yeah,
Yeah, because trust me, everything comes at you when they
oh
when
yeah,
they see you at the top. They they reach. Trust me.
hmm
So
yeah,
I can definitely relate. Now I saw I haven't saw all of your content, but I
hmm
saw one in specific that really grabs my attention,
okay.
and I know it was about the Simone Biles thing.
Oh,
Ah, okay.
So that one was I got to go through the rest of them, and which I am, and
Yeah,
you'll see my likes on there real soon. The Simone Biles thing. So let's
yeah.
kind of talk about this for a
Let's
minute
talk
in
about
that
it. Let's talk about
in
it.
that dating space.
Yeah.
What made you hit on that topic, and what made you kind of go into it the way that you did?
Well, the thing about it is this. Thing about it is this, King. So people send me stuff all the time, whether it's something trending on social media, something that's happened in the culture. like all day, every day. So
Right.
the fact, like, I don't speak on many things like that because you never want to pick a side. You're not here to pick sides and try to sway people. But I addressed that specifically because there were so many women in particular that wanted like my view on it and wanted my opinion on it. And so I say, you know, why not? And you know, it's one of those things that that video got a lot of blowback from a lot of people,
Right.
but also a lot of support because I think we are moving away from, thank God, we're moving away from the podcast boom in the sense of people are actually starting to pay attention to what people are saying
Mhm.
and the energy they're putting out into the into the world. And my whole thing with that video was, you know, it's amazing that this man receives so much criticism, and even Simone Biles receives so much criticism because she did something that the modern woman is encouraged to not do. She
Right.
stepped out of her comfort zone, even though she has a net worth of probably
Yeah.
how many millions? She's known across the globe in all countries now. A true staple in the culture as far as symbolism of excellence, all these different things. And she stepped out of her comfort zone, I'm sure, to shoot her shot at someone on a dating app of all places and got the man she wanted. Women are not encouraged to do that nowadays. Women are encouraged to sit back, let that man chase you, spend all this money, do all these things for you to win your approval. And then if you win his if he wins your approval, then you see what he's talking about, type of thing. And it was very interesting to me that you know, the reaction he got for saying that he's a prize is what was wild. So yeah, I got a lot of blowback for that. And I still people still ask me like, why'd you make that? Because it needs to be said, you know. Women
Yeah.
Right.
can be the
It was how
prize,
you
women can be
felt.
the prize. Yeah. So
Yeah, that was interesting because I mean, I hadn't heard a guy, just out blatantly say he was the prize. So I
right,
knew
right.
when I heard that he said that, I was like, whoa,
Trouble.
yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
gonna blow up.
But the crazy part is this. The crazy part is they baited him into saying it though. He didn't come on that if you if and that's the thing. People didn't watch the whole interview, which blew my mind. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
listen, it's not like this man got up there and made it seem like he's him and you know, she recognized a real nigga when she saw one and I'm the
Right.
pro no, like they baited him into those questions. They literally steered the conversation. And what y'all saw, we know, man. That was a typical barbershop conversation, a
Yeah.
G-rated conversation at that. That happens every
Right.
day.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, man, man, you got a bad girl on your arm, man. I'm happy for you, bro. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. Like, hey, we the prize, you know what I'm
She's
saying? She
solid.
got like, it's conversation, and they were joking and laughing. So I think it was a bit unfair that he was attacked how he was, at death threats, to petitions for her to divorce him. It was so much negativity,
That's
so much.
crazy. The petition for her to divorce.
Oh yeah, there were
People just
petitions.
swear they run other people's lives.
Hmm.
It's
Right.
insane to me.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
So,
that's the toxic side of social media that unfortunately exists. But I like they always say, it's to balance the yin and yang. It gives them
mhm.
something to talk about, and also you have to worry about when you look at certain types of content, and especially not to knock any other live shows or podcasts out there. There are people out there who just look for the sexy topic. They try
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fish for
Yeah.
comments and for clips
Mhm.
to have that clickbait, right?
right.
To
Yeah.
get to get the clicks on their platform. And
Right.
and that's what I tell people all the time about our live show and our content is we don't look for that, right? We just
Right.
talk to people, we have conversations, and what comes about comes about. We don't
Right.
look for things. We just try to be as authentic as possible and bring on people who are of the same cloth. So that's why Forrest Brooks is on the show.
Yeah, that's why you're on the show, because we gonna produce
Nah,
this
shout out to Fire.
content on there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all do some amazing work. Shout out to y'all because
We
I've
gotta
been
have a
watching.
quality
Y'all do
guest,
some amazing
man.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. But okay, so you got to tell me about this though. Why are you so passionate about it though? Right? Because for you have to be passionate about this stuff. And I know you kind of started talking about it and the responsibility of it, but creating content isn't easy. And a lot of
Yeah,
people
it's not.
they don't
It's
understand
not.
how
They
much
just think
time
you
and
just get
effort.
up there and
Yeah,
naturally do
how
it.
Oh,
much
Yeah.
time and effort it puts in that you have to put in behind the scene, making clips and putting everything
yeah.
together and editing.
Hmm.
It has to be something that you're passionate about. So what makes you so passionate about it?
Takes time.
Um, it's hard. That's hard to answer because are you asking why am I passionate about the things I talk about, or why I'm passionate about content creation?
Content
I think
creation.
Yeah.
content creation. Um, Well,
You
I've
don't want
always
to
been
work for
like that.
nobody.
I've, I'll be honest, I've always been like that. I've always been someone who loved photography, loved film. And I
Right.
think I started to hate my craft because I was doing it for other people.
Mhm.
And it's not that I didn't believe in what I was doing, but when you have it's almost like that video you probably seen where there's a creator at a laptop and there's someone behind him who's a client and they're using your hand to click the mouse and you're
Yeah.
sitting there like, bro, this is not a like this vision is not coming together. It's just so
Right.
you take the gift that you love and you're almost making yourself a slave to someone who might not have innovation, who might not have that creative niche or that knack for creativity that you have, or the passion to make it look the best that it can look. And then you also have to deal with people's attitudes, them
Right.
changing their mind 24/7, them wanting a mountain of work for an ant pile of pay. It's there were so many things that soured my opinion about it that when I finally found something that I can do that brings value to the community, that helps people, that genuinely provides healthy content, and I'm the one that I control the like is me doing it.
Right.
I fell right back in love with it. I'm telling you, God restored so much and simply me being obedient in a season where it was straight disobedience.
Right.
Like 30 minutes of obedience changed the trajectory of 10 years of disobedience, like that, and
Like that.
everything. Me
If you
hating
be
black
willing
women,
and obedient, you'll eat the good of the
right?
land, right?
Me hating black women, me hating God, me hating myself, hating my craft, hating my gift, everything changed when I began to be obedient. So yeah, that's where the love comes from. It's just loving what I do and doing it and seeing the impact that it has. It keeps me going.
Do you see it as more of it's your ministry now? Is that a safe word to say? Is like
I
this
could say
is
so.
it's my ministry now. So what I put out there represents what I'm putting out there.
I could say so. Yeah, I would say that. As you know, our purpose doesn't change. Like what we're called to doesn't change, but the way we execute,
Mm,
the way we bring that to the world, that may change a number of times. Like right now, you may be doing the Fire Sessions podcast. In the future, it may be a Fire Sessions TV show,
right.
or it may be a tour thing. You never know. Like how you bring your purpose to the world may change time and time again, but it's all ministry at the end of the day because we're doing it to bring love to a broken world, and that was God's main thing. So
I like that. I dig that.
Yeah.
See, I can have these kind of questions like that because I promise you, it's like looking in a mirror, bro. I promise you.
that's crazy. That really is crazy.
I promise you, it brings joy to my heart because I can
That's
see
what's up, bro.
now. Now I'm gonna ask you, how old are you,
33.
man? At 33, man, Lord, jeez,
Wait, what was that?
man. Listen, at 33 in ministry, man, I understand when you say everything comes at you.
Oh yeah.
Everything,
Oh
especially
yeah.
when you are in your space, you're
Mm.
anointed, your breath don't stink. You, you
Yeah, and
got
y'all know I'm
your
big on
things
hygiene.
together. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot comes at you, and you have to know how to handle it. You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
That's one thing that scared me too, was that my first church hurt was because I didn't handle it
Mm,
correctly, the temptation, which had a little bit to do with my private sins of pornography and masturbation back then at that time. But either way, I didn't handle, the attention correctly the first time. And I think that's why this time things have been so different. If I don't know if y'all caught my live streams, but I make it very blunt and very clear. I do not talk to you if you are from social media. We're not gonna date. We're not gonna go out to get coffee. We're not doing that. Like
right.
I'm not linking with you. I make it very clear because I don't want to blur that line of this is my God did not give me this to steward over and use it
Right.
as a platform to get pussy or a platform to get
Right.
women or a platform to fill my own desires. It's not. I'm not gonna be. No disrespect to him. Shout out to him. He makes great content. I will not be the next Derrick Jackson. You will not wake up and see the headline Forrest was running through 5'10" girls in Dallas because nah, you're not. Even girls that live 5 minutes from me, and they made that very clear. I live down there. That's cool. That's
I'm right
cool. We're not
there.
linking. We're not linking.
Yeah, I'm
It's not
good.
gonna
I'm
happen.
good.
I'm
And you
right.
know what? That
Yeah.
comes with maturity.
Yeah.
And that maturation to me is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
because when you're in that space and you recognize what you have and what you can do, it also shapes your focus on what you actually want, whether
Mm-hmm.
when it's
True.
from a woman.
Mhm.
Because now your maturation process, you understand, I can't put up with you arguing about Cheesecake Factory because social media is arguing about it. Like you can't be in that
Right.
space because you need something totally different.
Right. Right. It's you have to pick and choose your battles and pick and choose your topics very wisely,
Right.
because the people who attach to your topics come with a certain level of intellect, a certain level of bandwidth emotionally, and you don't want to cultivate a atmosphere that is low IQ, no disrespect, when it comes to things of the spirit,
Hmm.
things of, you know, just emotional intelligence, things like that. Now my platforms are open to everyone,
Right.
everyone. Like I've had people on my lives that are atheists, that curse me out, that don't believe in God,
Right.
that think that I'm weird or whatever. I don't mind the tough we can have all the conversation you want to have about anything. I don't mind. um, However, I do want to maintain a certain level of integrity with the content for
For sure.
that reason. So you're right, 100% right.
I
Yeah.
dig that. I dig that. Love it.
All right, so we got to get into the good stuff now, man. We got to get into
Oh,
some of
let's
these
talk.
questions and some of
Yeah.
these
Let's talk. Let's
topics
Yeah.
talk. Let's talk.
because I've posted a lot of his clips, a lot of the conversations, and they lead to other conversations, of course, on my own personal timelines. And people send me inboxes if they see it on the story and be like, "Man, who is this guy?" And this is a very interesting take on this. And or a lot of the women, especially, they're like, "This is refreshing to hear a
Right.
guy discuss these things." So we got to get into some of this stuff. So
That's
I
dope.
had
Thank you.
my
Yeah.
first question is now you can answer this whatever way you want. So
You good. You
my
good.
first question is, what happened to love, man? Modern love now versus what we call old school love. In your opinion, from a 33-year-old, like how do you feel that love has changed in today's present day versus what you know as old school love?
Love. I'm gonna answer your question by challenging it a bit. I don't think love has changed, honestly. I
Mhm.
don't think
Mm,
love has changed. What I believe is that our standard when it comes to our character has changed. I think over time we have allowed our character to deteriorate. The social standard, the social construct of how we deal with people, that has deteriorated as well. And when you have a breakdown of your basic integrity, like opening a door for a young lady,
Right.
saying thank you, saying ma'am or sir to your elders, approaching a young lady and saying, "Excuse me, can I talk to you?" rather than catcalling from your car. And if she doesn't respond, you call it a B word and keep driving. Like basic things that you should not do, just basic things.
Right.
I think there's been such a deterioration of that we can't even begin to have the conversation of what happened to love before we talk about what happened to society, what happened to our culture. I think you can't that the love conversation is one that's very needed, but that's a conversation that's a running conversation. We need to crawl first. First of all, young men, why do you speak to women how you speak to them? Why can you sexualize every single woman, whether they're young or old, big or small, tall or short? Doesn't Why do you look at them as pieces of meat rather than human beings and souls? Like if we can ask those questions and have those conversations, then I think love itself will slowly begin naturally, innately, to come back to the forefront. Because when you treat someone with respect, respect is love. When you talk to someone like they're a human being, that is a form of love. Communication, when it's correct, when it's integral, that is a form of love. So there's love itself is so complex when it comes to what it truly means, the true essence of it. And I think and that's why I speak so much to my men about just being good human beings to the girl you
Right.
like.
Right.
Like just be a good human being to her first, bro. Be her friend first.
Yeah.
Learn
Right.
her, allow her to learn you. And that way you can at least gain the basic understanding of, listen, I care about this person if nothing else. And I
Right.
think if we got to that part first, a lot of what you see wouldn't take place. We wouldn't have 9 girlfriends. We wouldn't have such high rates of financial abuse and physical abuse and emotional abuse. It wouldn't be a thing, because I think we're teaching people that love is literally a title. It's what you try to strive for. even if you don't know them, you don't have a basic understanding of love for them, things like that. So I don't think love has changed. I think us as people, as a culture, have slowly been drawn away from, you know, a
The actual
respectful nature
concept. Yeah,
in that sense.
I would say that too, and that's the first thought that hit my mind is
Mhm.
love hasn't changed. I just think people's character have made it, you know what I'm saying, kind of unbearable in the eyes of people because they
Yeah,
don't really
yeah,
know how to operate in it. Like it's like
right,
it's like
right,
it's like a person telling you you can have love and disrespect. Like they don't coincide. Like they got
Yeah.
to walk together. They can't be
right.
separate. They're all together. So I totally agree with that.
All right. So
That's
Trisha
it.
Michelle, how do you feel about that too, from a lady standpoint? Hearing his answer to that, do you agree with that? Do you have a different outlook on that from a lady standpoint?
I agree, but I'll go down even as much to say because he, of course, he kept it accountable on the men's side, but women lack accountability by far.
Right.
Ooh, she
In
went there. Ooh, ooh.
the things that
Hey,
my
this is why
goodness,
she's
go
on
there.
the show for sure. She knows how to hit it.
Okay.
Because in the things that they do, or the way that they talk to men, or the way that they approach men, or the way that they dress, or how easy they are to acquire. And then they're upset that they have this type of response from men and then want to say love is lost. So, on the same thing with women, though, I agree too. So, just in general, on both sides of the sex spectrum, like it's both sides. So I'll say that women, I'm not covering it up.
So
Thank you
ladies,
for
Uh,
y'all
being
can't
clear.
hide.
That's,
Y'all can't
yeah.
hide.
all right, yeah, yeah. She is the truth teller. She's
I see.
always
I
gonna
see.
gonna gonna make sure that she brings that truth. So we
Yeah,
definitely appreciate her
it ain't never
doing
my
that.
side around here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely appreciate you doing
I
that
agree
as
with that totally.
always. All right. So my next question is he has a lot of posts, man, and I had a hard time kind of picking a few, but this the next one that stood out to me. So you really gonna have to break this one down for us.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The question was about soft girl era. Now a lot of us we heard a lot of
Mm.
lot of talk about soft girl era. So he talked about how men can help activate a woman's soft girl era. So can you talk to us a bit about that?
Yeah. So soft girl era, I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for all women, but as it's been told to me, soft girl era is something that I think, because there are so many negative connotations surrounding young men, and because there have been so many terrible experiences that women have faced when it comes to men, it has never been more like, the path has never been clearer to aid a woman in that soft girl era phase. And what I mean by that is, it's crazy. It's crazy, King. Like, if I open a door for a woman, she's like
Blown away. Yeah.
blown away. But that's big. Like, if I pull your chair out, blown away. If I ask you, hey, how you doing mentally? How you doing emotionally? She's like, they don't even know how to answer the question because they don't get
Scared
asked it
of it.
anymore. So it's like, when you just go the little bit and a little bit of an extra mile just to be a decent human being, I'm keep saying that, to a woman, it changes things. It changes the atmosphere. It changes the dynamic of you and her. And what I said in the video was, well, first of all, let me make this very clear. No man is responsible for a woman being at peace or not. Because as adults, we are all responsible for our own emotional and our own emotional health, our emotional bandwidth. We're responsible for those things as adults. But when it comes to, if you're gonna ask this woman to be in your life, if you're gonna insert yourself in her life, you can't come into her life and cause her problems or cause her stress. You cannot do that.
Right.
On the contrary, because of what I believe, I'm a believer. No, no, not sorry about that. There's a natural level of responsibility on a man's back when it comes to who you deal with as a woman.
Right.
I'm sorry, as a man towards a woman.
Right.
So in the video I expressed, it's very easy to do. It's as simple as, if you know she goes to work at 9 a.m., what's the problem in waking up at 8 to make sure, things are laid out for her, or to make sure you've already Ubered her favorite breakfast spot? Or, and the crazy part is, men think it takes like the moon and the stars. Some women literally like instant oatmeal and coffee. Like, it takes you five
It's a
minutes to
fact.
do. It's not that deep. Like, when she gets off of work, Are you meeting her at the door if you're there? Is her car gassed up? Is her car washed? It's like different things like that that a woman shouldn't have to always worry about. It's just simple things like that. Now, when you are repeatedly doing that and you're consistent with it, then that in turn makes a woman's life very much easier. She's not stressed all the time. She's not going out of her way to make sure things are like it blows my mind when I talk to some women, honestly, and they lay out everything they did for their ex when it comes to making sure his hair, he had money for a haircut, making sure his clothes were laid out, making sure he had breakfast, he ate every day, making sure he was okay. And also, what did he do for you?
Right.
And I'm like, like, is it so that's pretty much where all this came from. Is like, man, it doesn't take much to keep your woman. It doesn't for her to feel kept. It doesn't take much. It just takes effort. And now the word for that nowadays is soft girl era. You know, that's why because I don't like buzzwords. I don't like social media terms, but that's pretty much what
Right.
I believe it to understand is that men, listen, it's not hard to do. Just put effort into caring for your woman. It's not hard.
I mean,
So
that's basically what the old heads taught us: to be a
yeah,
gentleman.
right, exactly.
Like the it's like, and then giving her flowers. Some girls aren't even used to that or doing those necessary things. Have you found in that space that some women actually are afraid of that?
I believe
You
so.
being, why are you so nice? Why are you this
Yeah,
way? Because they're
definitely.
not used to it. Have you found
Right.
yourself ever in that space?
All the time because I'm that romantic guy. I like
Right.
picnics. I like flowers. I like random gifts. I like just doing things like that. And the idea is you're too good to be true. Like where's the
Right.
catch? Where's the catch? Like where's this gonna go left? And
Now, you know what they saying in a real mind, player. You know what I'm saying? That's my
right,
man right
right.
there. That's what they say.
Especially with me, I already look a certain way. It's crazy. Girls tell me all the time I look like a hoe. And I'm like, how? They said, well, you're handsome and you have tattoos and you're nice. So you being
Hey,
nice to me, how many other
don't
girls are you
tell them your
doing?
birthday though, because you know they're gonna go home and
Oh,
analyze that.
right. Don't tell me your birthday because that's gonna be a whole different conversation. But yeah, it's difficult. But that's why I use the C word consistency because a woman will see that at first and say, okay, he's doing that now, but what if I have sex with him, will it change? Or he's doing that now, but he might get tired and get used to me and he might switch up.
Yeah.
Consistency is key. Consistency, consistency, consistency. If you are a man who is consistent with his energy, it changes things. Because women aren't even used to consistency if it's negative. Like they're used to a man showing up, being decent for about a month or so, and then switching up. And then that
Mhm.
month, he may not have been a great guy. Even he may have just been another average guy that she dealt with. So when you're good to her, it activates this level of man, I want to believe this man is who he portrays, but I'm scared to because if I give into his effort now
Mhm.
and I get let down, then any man that gives his effort again, I don't know whether it's going to be real or not because I've already been down this road before, and that sadly that happens a lot. So yeah, I face that. A lot of men face that.
Now, I'm sure Patricia, I know, and that's when you were in that dating space that happened. Did you ever feel like that too when you were meeting guys out there, or not?
Um, I can say like speaking to I guess what they want to call the soft girl era, and a lot of what Forrest spoke on is you will meet someone that is amazing up front. You know, they're gonna put on the lights and show for you.
Right.
And so they're doing picnics, they're getting flowers, they're doing all the great things, and then all of a sudden that person also has three chicks on the side that he's seeing while you're at work and you find out. And so you're like,
Yeah.
this is what I thought this looked like. So then when you see it later again in somebody, you're like, hold on. So now your wall is up, and then things continue to happen. That wall goes up higher and higher and higher. And unfortunately, this man that does come around that is nothing like that, and is genuine in his approach and genuine in who he is and consistent as far as that, it's hard to believe
Hmm.
because we went through so much pain, hurt, and distrust. There's no trust there. That
Right.
has to be. Unfortunately, you can't rely on someone else to rebuild that for you, but it's also still needed for me. You got to build a trust within you and me for me to believe that you are this, and consistency is the only way, and some therapy for her because
Right.
she got like.
Hey, we have plenty of therapists on the show, so they can definitely hit them up,
I
right?
mean, because it's true, you know. I mean, a lot of people think they need therapy. I mean, people are coming to the light of therapy for past, childhood hurt and stuff too. But at the same time, there's relationship trauma. You PTSD from things you've been through, and you're now taking that out on this person that came to you, and they could be an actual genuine person that is going
Right.
to be consistent with you and give you that quote unquote soft girl era where you don't have to, be so just in you're fighting like your wall is up. You get to actually let go, relax, and enjoy.
Right.
And I think that that's really a sense of what they're trying to say. Like the word gentleman, you have a man being gentle to you, so you can now let down your guard.
Right.
But yeah, I've had it happen. I've been through it. I've taken it out on people I've dated and realized it. But it takes therapy for people to learn that they're also dealing with some pain that they're taking out on people. So
Yeah.
I've
The
been there.
crazy part, oh, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I'm
No,
sorry,
you're good.
were you done? Okay.
Yeah.
The crazy part about that, Queen, is that I encourage men to actually fight through that and stay through that, because the thing is, what I know about God and about healing and about restoration is that you can pray for years, you can toil and fast for all this time, but there are some things that we battle that the person that we end up with is going to have to extract out of us and deal with us with. It's
Right.
going to take a body to deal with you with.
Right.
There are some things I know about me. I can do as much healing as I want to do, right? But I know deep down, like right now in real time, Forrest Brooks, I know when I get married, my wife is going to have to do some inner work in me that only she will be able to touch because it's that deep
I
within me,
agree. I agree.
you know?
Yeah.
So there are things and there are traumas and there are unhealed parts of our being. Um, that I believe a man is gonna have to say, you know what, I'm with you regardless. You're hurt, your pain, I'm still with you regardless. Your
Right.
walls being up, I'm with you regardless. You're not trusting me, Liz, I'm with you regardless. Whatever insecurity you have about yourself that makes you think you're not good enough for me, after you learn that I really am this man, I'm with you regardless. I'm not going
Right.
anywhere. So I even challenge men on that because men are being told nowadays, this toxic podcast boom,
Yeah.
if she's not healed, move on. If she's
Yeah.
not ready, move on. If she's not perfect, move on. You're too high value. I'm like, no, that's not how it works at all. It's not how it
Right.
works. But
Because you're gonna have to in that phase of becoming friends, which again, Ken and we've talked
right.
about on the space, when you're genuinely friends with each other, y'all
Hmm.
can bounce off of each other ideas, thoughts, feelings, and it really not come to that space where you're like, man, I'm completely done with this, right?
Right.
So I know that that space, that is a real space for people. And I don't think people have the emotional capabilities because they've wasted a lot of their time in that space with the nobodies. And it's tough. So, what do you say to a person who is in that space, potentially getting married, want to be
Mhm.
married, and then they decide, you know what, I'm done with this. I can't do it. Would you encourage a person to stay? And if so, through what?
So this is what I would tell them. First of all, I think we should all know our threshold for what we can and can't
Right.
handle.
For sure.
I think we should all understand that we are not built for everything. And that's not an indictment on you as a person. There are some women and some men who legitimately can't handle their spouse or their partner cheating. It'll tear them apart, and
Right.
they may not be able to get over it or learn to live with it how they need to continue in that relationship. So um, every case is different. What I do tell them though is I remind them first things first. The enemy loves breaking up happy homes. The enemy
Facts.
loves breaking up the home.
Facts.
That is something that's been clear from the beginning of time. Is the enemy loves to break up beautiful things, especially things that God has his hand over.
Right.
So when you learn how to distinguish and discern what spirits are attacking a relationship or a partnership, it's very easy to deal with. Now I'm not saying easy like it's easy to fix or get over, I'm not saying that, but it's easy to pinpoint what exactly is going on because believe it or
Right.
not, y'all, it's the same spirits that's attacking people nowadays. It may
Right.
manifest itself differently by each person, of course that'll be different, but it's usually the same stuff. And so if you can learn how to talk to people, if you can learn how to extract information and so get to the root of the issue of what's really going on. How do you really feel about your partner? How do you genuinely feel about yourself? Like how do you when you asked those questions, a lot more is exposed than people would think is there. And that in and of itself create it forges. The forge is an interesting word because forge means to bond in a way that's not gonna, like, we're
Be
so
broken.
skilled at
Right.
forming connections and chemistry, but we're not good at forging things.
Yeah.
Forging comes when you survive a tumultuous or a tough time period. You forge something through fire. You forge something through a struggle, and that's why when it comes to when things get real, I challenge people. Listen, who do you become when things don't go your way? Who do you
Right.
become?
Right.
When things are good, everyone's happy. When things are healthy, everyone's happy.
Right.
When you're sitting pretty, when you have the money in your account, when she's not stressing you out, when he's not giving you all the cues in the world, he's cheating or whatever the case is, everyone's happy. Who do
Right.
you become when it doesn't go your way? That's who you
Mhm.
truly are at your core. Because that's who you revert back to with your protective instincts, with your survival mode tactics, with all these different things. If you can learn as a person how to be a decent human being to them when things aren't going well, you will become masterful at resolving conflict together. You'll become masterful at moving forward from things. And that's how you grow as a person. That's how you grow as a couple, as a relationship. And that's what I encourage people to try to look at. That's pretty much it.
Lift your
When I
hand.
do that, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
You know, that's for sure. That's for
And
sure.
Yeah.
that is a fact, bro. Sorry, like I said, we
Yeah.
have our specific moments
You
where
were
we just
speaking.
at the altar, and you got to lift your hands, bro, because that's it.
Yeah, pass the
Hey,
collection
man.
plate, y'all. Pass the collection plate.
Wow, y'all funny. But yeah. Yeah, it break it really does break my heart to see how little it takes for people to run. And I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, you and that's why it kills me with men. I'm like, bro, you chased this woman. You asked her to be in your life. Like you inserted her into your life.
Mhm.
But the slightest thing and you're running away from her. Like you're dealing with the soul here. That hurts people, bro. Like that hurts
Right,
people.
right.
Mhm.
You can't do that. Like if you're in high school, you're in college, you're learning yourself, things are changing it. But after a certain age, bro, like you have to
Yeah,
understand no matter who you choose, not who you end up with, who you choose,
right.
there will be some inconsistency there. It's
Right.
never gonna be a perfect puzzle piece fit. If that's what you want, you're gonna be hurting a lot of people and you're gonna be single for a long time. Just being honest with you.
That's fact.
I'm not trying to like be a pick me or a simp, but that's why I'm so big on men doing that because men do that so much. We ask a woman to be in our lives, but we're not ready for the commitment. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying the commitment of being monogamous. That in itself is hard. I'm talking about the commitment of staying through tough times.
Right.
Mhm.
And so that's it. But great question. I'm sorry I got a little emotional here,
No,
but
no, no. You
No,
good.
you
That's
It's
good.
right.
right.
It's
You
right.
That
good.
was facts though.
That's a
'Cause
clip right there. You're gonna definitely run that one. That one gonna go viral. What?
yeah.
All right.
Crazy to me.
So we got people, that are posting comments on different platforms. So Legendary Sean posted a great question, and I just want to pop this up real quick.
That's my
And
twin. Yeah.
he said, Is a woman ready for the exact man she is verbally speaking of wanting?" That's
Ooh,
tough.
Not always.
Sean,
That
come
is
on, Sean.
Not
tough.
That's my
always.
twin. So me and
not
Sean think
not all
alike. Yeah.
women. Not all
Not
women.
all. Not
Mhm.
always. The person sometimes that she visualizes in her head, she's never experienced before. She may have seen it on
Mm,
TV, but she may think she's ready for that, and then God will send you that, and you will find out like, oh shoot, like he's on his game, he's demanding, he's respectful, but he don't play games. He loves me, but he ain't putting up with that. Like, and that to a lot of women is like, I can't deal with this, and they run because I've been
yeah,
in that place before, so I know it's very good.
definitely.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah, interesting. So shout out to Legendary Sean. Great question. Great question. All right. So the next one I have up is a great one for me. And we talk about this a little bit here and there, but he has a video, Ambition Without Discernment. Can you talk to us a
Oh,
little bit about ambition without discernment? Break that down for us.
yeah. And I actually, it's crazy because I wanted to piggyback off of what King just said, and it's actually tying into the question you asked. A lot of people have the ambition. They want the perfect boyfriend, the perfect girlfriend, the perfect husband, perfect wife, the perfect career, the perfect business. Nothing is wrong with ambition. What I've found though is that people are not at the same time growing their judgment, their
Mhm.
decision making skills. They're not growing their character. They're not growing any of those things. And so when you don't have the discernment and you chase the ambition, if you chase something long enough, you'll get it. You'll get what you're chasing. But if you don't have the discernment to keep you there or to make or to assist you in moving in a healthy way in that environment, whatever that may be, you're gonna destroy. It's gonna fall apart. What King just said is true. God will give you what you ask for, but here's something I've learned, and it was a eye-opening lesson for me. And I told you I'm a Christian, but something I've done that Christians don't do enough, I believe, is we don't study the devil. We study Jesus, we study God, we study heaven, all these sins. We don't study the devil though. I took a time period to sit down and study this Joker. What I've learned is that he hears what we talk to God about too.
Yes, he does.
It's very clear. He hears what we talk to God about too. And what I've learned is that if he hears you say you want a man that's X, Y, and Z or a woman that's X, Y, and Z,
Mhm.
he knows how to orchestrate that thing to have you meet. He'll put it right in front of you and you'll get what you want. But
That's a
because
fact.
your heart wasn't upright when you asked, and because you don't have the level of discernment to understand that's not from God, you will think it's from God and chase it with everything in you and put God's stamp on it, and it never was from him. And the whole time the enemy's sitting back like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Because you pray with your eyes, you move with your eyes, you think with your eyes, and your desires are subject and slave to what you want with what you see, right? So ambition without discernment is so dangerous because you see people all the time who reach these modicums of success, but they don't have the discernment to not get in bed with bad business partners or to go on dates with someone, and which can lead to other things down the road. Because also this too, the enemy plays a long game. I just spoke about this. The enemy's not like, all right, I'm going to do this one thing and see if he falls. It didn't work. I'm going to do something else later on. No, he will introduce something to you with a game plan, right? And it may
Right.
take 1 month, it may take 10 years, but he will introduce a game plan. And that game plan, if you don't have discernment along any of that journey, you will fall. So ambition isn't a bad thing. And it's actually a powerful tool for those who have a calling, a purpose, dreams, goals, aspirations. But there are far too many people who are worried and focused on the end result, the end trophy, and they're not going through the journey how they need to go through it to get the gems, to get the personality traits, to gain those things, to grow internally in order to keep them in that blessing when they get there. Pretty
Now,
much.
that's interesting. I like that. Now let me ask you this: have
Hmm.
you ever been in a space where you met a woman
Hmm.
and you thought she was the one, and then later retracted and
Oh,
thought,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that because I know these moments can happen, and you may have been kind of head over heels for it. Talk to us a
Hmm.
little bit about that part because there's a lot to learn in that space when you're out there.
Yeah. Man, it's clear cut. We as people, when we meet someone we like and we go on a date or two, or we just have conversation, you're putting on. You want them to see the best parts of you because you genuinely like them and you want them to like you. So you're putting on. You are presenting yourself as one thing, and it's one of those things that I've learned over time that who I meet at first is cool. I like who I meet at first. I like the effort you put in to putting on a great first impression. But I know there's more beneath the surface.
Right.
And it didn't make me it did make me bitter at first, but after I learned how these things work, as far as dating, as far as first impressions, I learned that I'm meeting a young lady right now who may look amazing from head to toe, can dress her butt off, can quote scripture, all these different things. But there's a 5-year-old girl that was molested. There's a 15-year-old girl that was heartbroken by the 35-year-old boyfriend that groomed her. There's a girl who has abandonment issues because all her friends talked about her behind her back. And she found out one day, and now she has no friends. She's been a loner ever since. So she has attachment issues to attach to people because she's scared she's gonna get hurt again. There are all those different things that play into it that I know could be a thing,
Right.
and it's my responsibility. If I'm asking for this woman to have my hand in marriage or to be with her, it's my responsibility as a human being and as a man, um, to try to figure out what's going on, who her true essence is, so that because the thing is this, if you can figure that out, then that also unlocks a level of safety for her as well. Does she know
Right.
she doesn't have to put on? She doesn't have to
Right.
go
Right.
the extra mile to prove her worth to you. No, like this man Forrest has taken the time to have conversations with me that other people wouldn't, to understand my point of view, even if I was wrong. He's not here to judge me or put me in my place because men are bad about that nowadays. I don't know why. Um, you unlock soft girl arrow, whatever you want to call it, safe space, whatever you want to call it. You unlock that when you genuinely care about her as a person and when you're a decent human being to her. So
I
um
mean, these brothers entering the soft guy era. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, bro. It's bad. It's bad, bro. It's bad, man. Like it's bad, bro. The things I hear, like I'm
bro,
sorry, I gotta
bro
discuss
just
this
look
base.
disappointed.
Yeah, bro, because the things I hear on some of these podcasts, I'm like, yo, who gave you a mic, dog? Like,
Hey man, it reminds me of when testimony service. The reason why we had to take testimony service out of the church because yeah, some folks would tell all their business and everything. It was like, bro, mute the mic. Yeah, we can't do that no more, man. Like let's just that's what it reminds me of, I promise you. And there's a scripture for it. It says a fool utters all of his mind. So
mhm.
you got to be careful in that space, man. But we're in the entertainment era, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, that's happened before, where a girl's presented herself as one thing,
Right.
turned out to be something else. And when it did happen, it didn't make me mad. It just, I peeped what I saw,
Mhm.
and I made a decision. Is this something that I believe that I deserve to, someone I deserve to be with or not? And those times I said no.
Yeah. Because yeah, man, some of these, yeah, some of them think they wives, but they're not in some cases. Some
This
guys
is
think
true.
they're husbands and they're not. And you
This
you
is true.
have to
Yeah,
play you have to play it right. So
This
for
is true.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, the next one up. All right, submissiveness in
mm,
modern men and women. That's a
Mm.
that's a huge topic too, because
right,
you all more for the women. They talk about it more because they talk about being submissive and what kind of guy they need in order to put themselves in that submissive mode. So, talk to us about talk to us a little bit about that, man.
Yeah, this is gonna get me in trouble. I know it is, but I don't care. Um, we talking.
I'm scared
I'll
for you.
venture. You said you're scared?
Scared for you. They
No,
waiting. They
because
waiting. They waiting with the keyboards.
I will venture out and say 90% of women do not know what submission is. It's a high percentage.
ooh,
90% have no clue.
ooh,
If you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm not going to be submissive until I find the right one, you already lost. Because submission is not a thing to give to one person. Submissiveness is a spirit that has to
right,
be cultivated and grown over time. So when I say they don't know what it means, you can't not practice submission your entire life and then think you're going to give it to one guy because you believe he's good enough for it.
right,
That's not how it works. And that's
right,
why even the women that have said that before, you've probably been saying that for a while. And guess what? Your last man that you thought was good enough for submission, he even said you weren't submissive because you don't really know what it is.
right,
So my thing is this: have you learned how to respect your elders you disagree with? Have you learned how to have a church mother or any mentor or any boss at your job sit you down and say, listen, this right here is a problem. I need you to
right,
fix it without you giving blowback? Have
right,
you learned how, if you know someone is in a better position than you as far as a business mentor or a friend, doesn't matter, whether it's a guy or a girl, have you learned how to take constructive criticism from them? Have you learned accountability? Have you learned these things? If you haven't, that's not the submissive spirit, which is why even if you get that man that's 7 foot with a connecting beard and straight white teeth, and he's smelling good, making 6 figures, driving
my
the
ear no
SRT Charger
connect,
you
man.
want. And you know what? I can submit to that man because he has a plan for his life. He knows how to acquire things. He's on his A game. Da, 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 da. The minute he says something you don't like, you got something to say. That's not submissiveness. That's not
Right.
sub. It's a spirit that has to be grown, which is why when I hear women say that, I'm like, okay, have you been practicing submission your entire life? What do you mean? That's my point.
Yeah.
So it's not. So when I say they don't know submission, I'm not knocking them, or it's not an indictment on their womanhood. What I'm saying is, stop looking at it. I'm going to challenge you. Stop looking at it as one thing to give to one man. The
Right.
spirit of submission is that you're teachable. You can be talked to. you're willing to learn and accept different paradigms and mindsets that aren't your own, even
Right.
if you believe no one else's matters. Like, are you able to do that? I had to learn that the hard way because, and thank God, I've always had strong men around me, but I had to learn how to be submissive to them. I had to learn how to submit to the men around me,
Right.
to my teachers, to my elders. I had to learn how to do that because at the end of the day, if you know the people around you really care for you and have love for you, then what am I losing
What am
that
I
for
kicking
submitting to?
against? Right.
Women don't like this what I'm saying because at the core of it, women genuinely don't trust men. Generally, they don't want to hear me say every man and woman deserves a submissive spirit because God requires that of us as people because it'll produce a more peaceful life for us in and of itself.
Right.
They'll tell me, well, every man don't deserve my submission. I never said that's not what I'm saying, but that's the response I get because
Right.
women
Right.
generally don't look at men as being worthy of submission in today's society. So it's an uphill battle because not only is the spirit of submissiveness not being taught, we're asking women to submit to men when women generally are on guard, they're overly skeptical, and a lot of them straight up don't trust us.
That is
So
a fact.
it's
That
like,
is a fact.
it's an uphill battle when it comes to submission. But I don't like having the conversation because I always, you
You
know,
get the blowback, huh?
get the blowback. Yeah, get the
Hey,
blowback.
listen, you got to set your face like a flint. All right, and that's part of the task, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. God teaches us about submissiveness in the Bible over and over again, and it's there's so much you can learn, and there's so many things that you can pick up in life if you learn how to listen before you speak. Spirit of submissiveness. If you learn how to be slow to anger and slow to respond, spirit of
Mhm.
submissiveness. If you're teachable, spirit of submissiveness. But we're not teaching that to people, especially women. We're teaching our women, get it on your own. Don't depend on a nigga. We're teaching them like all these different independent women. Like we teach women to idolize their independence and to never ever
Right.
take anything from that. Like, come on, bro. Like that's not.
It,
Yeah,
it's
it's
and it's
incredible.
creating a divide for sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
it's there. It's definitely present.
definitely.
Yeah, they got men and women out here shooting a 1v1. You know what I'm saying? A one-on-one because the
Yeah,
every single podcast clip you kind of run across is men versus women, and that's been the biggest thing. And it's like, why is there got to be a divide? You know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be different conversations, but it doesn't always have to be us versus them.
Right.
Right.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
It should be constructive conversations being had, but then again, too, we know that that ain't the sexy conversation. That ain't what
Fact.
Yeah,
gets
it's not.
clicks.
It's
Right.
not.
So,
It's not. It's not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So we understand the dynamics and what it's about. But
Right.
here we are getting the real information from Forrest Brooks and the real insight. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you answering that question, even
And
though
I support him on
yeah,
that
yeah,
message. So I'm
yeah.
gonna say
Look at see you already got a woman supporting you. See there,
no,
Francis.
I
thank
mean I
you, thank
do.
you.
You're doing a great job, sir.
I mean, it's just as he's speaking, and I'm just thinking about like life and relationship throughout time, especially me like figuring it out, being independent, going through struggles, having to be strong, having to like just do it all on my own, to then find somebody that's gonna come in like telling you do it like this, listen to me. Like a lot of women don't even know how to relax a little bit and like listen and or like I said, women don't hold themselves accountable, so they don't hold themselves accountable, so they're showing gonna let nobody else try to hold them accountable.
Right.
So like those things you slowly learn to do, and you're slow like that takes time and practice. So the more you do implement those things, you do start to let down your guard and be submissive and trust in because you got to trust the person that you gonna submit to. And if women don't trust men, then there's no submission there. And I do agree. You just at the end of it all of a sudden he's the one, so I'm gonna submit. But you don't know how to. You spent your whole life not in everything that
Right,
you do.
right.
So yeah, I agree. Sounds good to me.
What? That's the third time. Boy, look at here. We got a winner, right? Look at here.
All right. So the next question I have for you, Forrest, is now this is a general question, but what is
Mhm.
your assessment of the current dating scene? Like, you hear so many narratives about there's pee in the dating pool. So, what do you how do you feel the what's your assessment of the current dating scene out here?
It's tough out here in these streets, man. It's tough. Personally,
Yeah.
I don't like the word dating. I don't use the word dating that much. I don't believe in dating, believe it or
Okay.
not. What I say is become their friend first. If there's ever someone you're interested in, meet them, introduce yourself, but be their friend first. Don't have sex. Don't say you want to be their friend, then backdoor them with a cuddle session. And you know how men do. Let me give you a massage, and it turned to one thing, and you like,
The
don't do none of
massage.
that, bro. Don't do none of that. Be her friend, because what friendship does is it allows you to see her, and it allows her to see him in different environments and in different situations. And so you're allowed to see from a little bit truer of a truer aspect, a more genuine aspect, I should say. You know, how does she handle things when things don't go her way? How does she treat people when they upset her? When she talks about her coworkers, how does she talk about them? You can extract different lessons. You can see, oh, she showed compassion in that situation. Her mom made her upset, but she showed her grace because her mom didn't know the full story. She went off of a piece of information, or no, she was very aggressive with that, or the server got my order wrong and you cursed her out. Like that's not like you get to pick up different lessons from her. Um, that I don't think you would be able to if y'all are having sex or if y'all are doing the relationship things off rip, you know. So I believe in being friends first, actually being her friend and being his friend, and then after you live a little bit of life with them and you've seen enough and you believe you know them enough from the standpoint of I've gotten to know them a little bit. I have seen how they act. I've seen how they behave. I've seen how they do, you know, how they carry themselves, and I can see myself with them. This is especially true for men, especially true for men. I believe at that point, you go to God and say, hey, God, listen, this woman that I've been around, I have been her friend. I've learned her a little bit. And, you know, I think I would want to, I don't want to, I want to live the rest of my life with her. I think
Right.
she's someone that I could make that work with. And I tell men all the time, man, listen, if you're doing this, she's watching you too. There's no man around any woman on this earth. No woman has a man around her she's not watching in some way, shape, or form. That's
Right.
point blank, period. So if you're around her and you're being her friend, you're not dropping weird comments every now and again. You're not trying to pull up at 3 in the morning to watch movies. If you're not doing that, you're respecting her space. You're having conversations when she wants to have a conversation, and vice versa. Y'all are genuine friends, and she's
Hmm.
been watching you too. And you go to God and say, God, listen, this is someone I'm coming to you because this is someone that I'm praying about. I see a future there, X, Y, and Z. And God says, you know what? I agree like that. Go ahead,
Right.
do your thing, bro. It's not for you to go to her then and say, God said you're my wife. The stupidest thing ever. Because God has to reveal it to her too. So
Yeah.
Right.
what you do is now that you have got the green light, like David was, go back and continue working. Now you continue preparing yourself to be a husband for her because God has to reveal it for her in his own time, which he will do. He's not going to leave you hanging. But you have to prepare yourself to become a husband at that point, which you're probably not ready for. So once you get that okay from God, say, thank you. I'm going now I need to start doing this work to prepare myself
Right.
to embark on that journey of courtship. And that's what I believe in courtship. Now courtship, I'm not sure people know the difference between dating and courtship.
Yeah.
Courtship is
Court
when,
sound like the old heads now.
yeah,
Courtship.
now, now courtship, because people don't really know. Courtship is when two people come together and make a mutual decision to be exclusive towards an expected end, towards a goal, which is typically marriage. Now, different cultures, parts of the world is different, but we're in Western society, we're in America, it's typically towards marriage, right?
Mhm.
Dating, on the other hand, which I think is trash, is you have your own expectations, you have your own set of what you want pretty much. And you're just kind of going out there in the world hoping you bump into the right person. And then once you bump into them, now you have to figure out, okay, how fast is too fast? When should we have sex? When should I cut off the rest of my roster? When should I make you my main priority? When should I there's so many different things versus if you were just to be their friend first, there's
Right.
no confusion there. If you're their friend first, you're not worried about sleeping with her, digging her down, or putting, you're not worried about any of that. If you're her friend, if you're his friend first, you're not worried about is he going to come over and try to take advantage of me, or is he trying to? That's not in the equation.
Yeah.
So all of this is pretty much a more peaceful, a more clear and direct approach to courtship and marriage. And that's one thing that God has taught me. God is a God of purpose, He's a God of intentionality. And I would want men and women, but mostly men because I deal with more men. I would want men to be more intentional and to be more precise about what they're doing. You know, the
Right.
young lady just mentioned, um, is a man worthy to submit to? And she didn't say that, but she said, men that want us to submit, you know, what are we submitting to? I ask my men all that. I'm asking that all the time. Like, do you have a 1 year plan for a 5 year plan? If she asks you right now, bro, hey, what are your goals? What's your vision for us? If you have no answer, that's not a good thing, bro.
Right.
So what
And
is
Right.
she
that's the point.
submitting to? You know what I'm saying?
A
So it's like,
visionary has a clear direction on what he wants to do.
right,
And in
right,
most cases, I think men want women to submit to them when in actuality they're supposed to submit to the man's vision. Because
precisely,
apart
precisely,
from your vision, you're out of order. And if
right,
you're out of order, you're going to have chaos. You can't, I don't care. You don't have to be saved, lifting your hands every Sunday. But a
right,
man's
yeah,
purpose is walking in his purpose. It puts
right,
a woman in a space that, oh, okay. And if she's a
hmm,
helpmate, that instantly becomes her because that's who she is. But you just
yep,
ask her to submit to good D and dates and this, and that with no
Yeah.
purpose. It's like we can go out and have fun all day, but at the end of the day, we got
hmm,
to pay these property taxes on that property, that property, that property, and that property. We got to sit in
right,
meetings, got to talk to people. Are you cordial enough to actually sit in these business meetings?
hmm,
Like, and when you create vision, you create clear, concise information. And I think a
yeah.
lot of people just don't operate in that space.
Yeah, precisely, precisely. And that raises another question that I've done a video about, chemistry versus compatibility. I think dating is so all over the place because we're settling for the chemistry. We meet someone, recognize there's chemistry there, and we think that's it. Then you get attached to them. You might be sexually active with them. You gain the emotions, but then after you actually get to know them, you recognize very quickly, hey, we don't have the same views on being monogamous. We don't have the same views on how to demonstrate love, on how to handle money, how to, handle children. We're not compatible, but now the connection's there, the attachment's there, the
Right.
chemistry's there. All of that goes away if you're their friend first and you keep your emotions at bay. I'm not saying, bro, don't develop the emotions, queen, don't like him. What I'm saying is, know you like him or know you like her, and have the discipline. Have the discipline to say, okay, I like you, but I don't know you well enough yet to pursue you as a husband or a
Right.
wife.
Right.
That's it. So yeah, dating nowadays is all over the place. It's tough out here. But I think if we reinserted wisdom into the equation, it wouldn't
Right.
be what it is now. But
Right. You said wisdom.
yeah, man, it's tough out here, bro.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Hard out here for a pimp. Nah.
I,
Hard, man. Hard out here.
all right. So Forrest, what do you feel like is one of the hardest things for people to admit about, you know, dating, courtship? Because I think that's one of the biggest things is people have these illusions of what things should be, but they're not truthful to themselves.
Right.
I think the biggest thing, the biggest delusion, I'm gonna call it delusion, even though I don't like using that word because it triggers people. I think the biggest thing is we forget that we're actually talking to people. We're not talking to robots. We're not talking to finished products. We're talking to people with real life struggles,
Right.
with real life trauma, and we expect people to show up how we want them to show up. And that's the problem. Like right now, if I pray for a steadfast, wholesome, helpmate woman to marry, the average man will pray for that and then expect her to show up as that. And it's like, no,
Right.
even if she understands those principles, she has to learn how to be that with you. If a
Mhm.
woman prays and says, I want a provider, I want a protector, you know, a man may have his own understanding of what that is. He might, and he may have done the research and actually looked into that for his own on his own time and done his own due diligence. But when he meets you, he has to learn how you want to be loved in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how advanced or not they are when they show up to you on your front door, there's still gonna have to be some adjusting, and there's still gonna have to be some a period of we have to fit this thing and we have to see if we're truly compatible with how you can demonstrate love and I can receive it.
Mm-hmm.
So we want finished products to show up, unrealistic. We don't give people the grace to not be perfect,
Right.
unrealistic.
Man.
We also fail to realize we are not perfect and we have flaws,
Mhm.
unrealistic. And then the dumbest thing of all that I've seen is that we go to our single friends or bitter friends to get advice on how to deal with all those things being out of whack.
Yeah.
Right.
So
As
it's
if they
like
know how to do it. Right.
it's so many things, King, that's just that stirs this pot of what's the hardest thing that people have to come into grips with when it comes to dating. I think the main thing that I'll say is that we're just unrealistic with our expectations. We're just unrealistic.
That's legit.
A lot of
Now,
them ain't ready.
go ahead, Patricia. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, a lot of them ain't ready.
I would agree.
Just in general.
Now, Forrest, I want to ask you this, man. What do you like to do? I know we got your content creation. I know
Hmm.
you like to put that out there. You got, we call that your ministry, so to speak. What
Yeah.
do you like to do outside of that? Let's get to that
Mhm.
space. Like, do you go to the gun range, bro?
Who
Like, I
is
know you like
Forrest? Is what he's
fashion.
asking.
Yeah,
Who's Forrest?
right.
So
Yeah. Like,
Forrest,
FYI, I have a cousin named Forrest, so and
oh
he's
for
out there in
real?
Texas too. Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it's
That's
the
crazy.
FYI. Yeah.
Well, shout out to the other Forrest, man. I've met one other Forrest, and he was an interesting guy. But shout out to the
Was
other
he
Forrest
light
out there in the
skinned,
world.
bald
He's,
headed?
but no, he was Bosnian. He was white. He was a
Okay.
techie
I
in
first said it might
Louisiana.
have been my kinfolk. All right.
Yeah,
My
no,
bad.
no. But I'm not gonna lie. I am a homebody. I'm a nerd. I'm weird. Like when I'm not doing content, I'm watching cartoons. I'm watching Netflix. I'm watching like stuff on YouTube. I'm watching wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I
Hold
have
on, hold on. Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan?
Flair,
Ah,
100%, 100%.
all right. Go ahead.
Hundred
Proceed.
percent. I'm sorry, cause
Oh,
that's a personal thing for me though. But like I'm a regular guy, but I'm weird. Like I love eating chicken. Like for me, a
It was
fun day would be waking up, going to get some chicken, going to the mall, walk around for a little bit, maybe buy a shirt that's not expensive, just something I want to buy for myself. Leave, get some more chicken, and I have PCD. Don't know if y'all know what that
mentioned
is.
chicken twice. Hold on. Let's just gloss over that because you're in Texas now. Have you
Yeah.
eaten Williams chicken yet?
Oh, I love Williams chicken. I love it. I love it. Yeah. But the thing is this, bro. The thing is this. Other chains have begun to catch up.
Oh
So
yeah, for
there
sure.
are like some homegrown chains, like hole in the wall spots that are really
Yeah.
busting nowadays. Like I just found out about Mason's seafood and chicken,
Oh
and I
yeah.
had them 2 days in a row. Like I got some sitting right there. I'm about to tear up when this thing is over. Lemon pepper. I'm not. I'll get it for you if you need. It's right there in that bag. But yeah. Other than that, man, I'm just a regular dude. I like the basic stuff. I like going to the mall. I like going bowling. I like going ice skating, laser tag. I'm a nerd. I'm a big kid. I do have PCD, so you'll find me. If you don't know what that is, it's phone case disorder. It's a real thing. Like I spent $2,000 on phone cases last year. Why?
Damn.
I don't know. Um, like if I'm in the mall and I walk by a booth, I'll start to like if I don't buy one, I'll get like irritated. Like I want to buy a phone case. I don't know why I'm like that. Like even when I'm at home, if I walk by my closet and I don't switch my phone case out, I'll feel weird. I don't know what that's about, but it's I don't know.
Them joints dirty, man.
So
There's
how many
something
Yeah.
phone
dirty
cases do you
on it.
own?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. How many phone cases do I have?
You
Because
bought a
I
few phone
How many did
cases.
you buy in the last week?
the last week about 3 or 4.
Dang.
About three
How
or
many
four.
weeks are we already in the year? Look, average.
I still got the same one that's beat up right here, man.
And when you like you make excuses for your addiction, it's like, man, at least it's not like, something crazy, or like at least I'm not addicted to like, anything crazy. Like, like it's phone cases. It's not that bad,
His
but it's
phone
still
case is not crack.
You
yeah,
don't have
it's not crack.
you
It's
don't have
not
a
crack.
favorite, favorite case. No, it's just
You said what's my favorite case?
yeah. You don't got a favorite. You just go buy all these cases. You're unfaithful
I
to
just
the
go
case.
buy them. I just go buy them and I switch them out. Like I switch out case like I switch out draws. It's just I don't know why I'm
Well, at
like
least
that.
you switch out your drawers.
Most definitely. I'm big. That's another thing that I'm taking a much more serious interest in is men's hygiene and hygiene in general. Like, bro, don't have her come to your spot and it smells like weed and dank. Wash your pillowcases, wash your bed sheets. Women can tell when you don't. please, if your tub has that dirty brown look on the bottom of it, clean your tub, bro. Like
Hold on, hold on,
there's
hold on. What you cleaning it with though? Pine Sol, Ajax. Talk to me, because
so
you gotta understand. I
I'm
come
gonna
from a
go
military
with
family, so my mama made us clean like a mug.
I'm gonna go with the Comet. I'm gonna go with the Clorox. I'm gonna go with Fabuloso. That's those three things that I used to use.
And
You
you know
know,
that
because
you gotta
Solid.
let that
Solid.
comment marinate on there
yeah,
for a
that
little
Comet is
bit
real
too.
deal.
You gotta let it sit, and you can come
Yeah, the
back
Bro,
and
Comet old
spray.
school.
simple
Yeah.
green, simple green is
Okay.
epic.
Okay.
I just want you to know that. I'm just
Okay.
saying,
Okay. Okay. Facts.
simple
Facts. Yeah,
green is
man.
fire. I'm telling you.
Hygiene is wild. Like don't have her move your bed and you have that black,
Oh
like
my god!
that black shade of dirt on your wall by
Because
your pillow. Like, come on, bro. Like vacuum your spot, sweep your spot,
on the
wear
pillow, on the
cologne.
wall, or the floor. Don't
Hold
move
on.
no furniture.
Hey,
You just see
I
the
gotta
wall
find out if
there.
this is my cousin for real, Ken. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Y'all are a lot
Like
alike,
he was
definitely.
raised by my mama, man. I promise you.
Just telling you.
One thing that men have real bad that I've learned, men, when you use the bathroom and you finish shaking, take a piece of tissue or something and dab yourself because you're still leaking after you use the bathroom. That's why your drawers smell pissy when you take them off. Like, it's
You
simple
can't tell
stuff
them
like
that.
that, like
Can't tell
hygiene.
them that.
It's
You can't
hygiene. It's
tell them
simple
that.
stuff like that. Like, man, your armpits, a little hair is okay, but clean your armpits up. That's why after you shower, you go outside. We in Texas, y'all. We in Texas on a hot day. You will shower and go outside and stand next to a man who just showered, and it smells like wet dog because he didn't really scrub under his armpits like that.
You
Because
didn't get in
there's so
there
much
and
hair
your
there,
follicle.
he didn't get the dirty skin. So
Bro
when you
said get
shave,
the exfoliation glove under them
yeah, do
arms.
something,
Oh,
bro.
you
Like,
gotta
come
have
on,
the exfoliating glove for sure for your skin.
Pull
You
up
like
to
got those
that.
Kobe
dead
and Beauty
cells. You gotta get in
Supply.
there.
Listen, I got the exfoliation gloves for your underarms, gentlemen. I got you.
Yeah. Like ladies, if you want to humble your man tonight, go home, right? Take his shirt off and shave under his armpits. If it's brown under there, like that means it's dirt that's caked up. Have him go in the shower immediately. Scrub yourself. 'Cause no, but I'm not judging men that don't, because I didn't
No,
know.
these are helpful tips, guys.
No,
Yeah,
these are
I
Helpful
helpful
didn't know.
tips.
tips.
Helpful
No,
tips.
Don't get
these are helpful tips.
offended.
This is why we're getting into the fabric of who. I listen. I social media. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
when you get away from that,
Yeah, it's a little more.
everybody
Yeah.
is either you're a homebody or you like to run the streets or whatever it may be. This is
Mhm.
valuable too because people are out of all of that. People are human, man. Like they like to chill out. Bro said he wants some chicken.
That's it.
I heard chicken like quite a few times. Then you go out and get some more chicken, and you come back and get some
Yeah.
more chicken.
If it's two things you know about Forrest at the end of this interview is he likes chicken and you have to be a good human being.
Right.
Yeah,
So those are
Yeah.
the two things. He needs to put that on the shirt. I am a good human being
I
and
Yeah,
love
sell
chicken.
those.
I'm telling
You
you, you can
know,
sell those.
we big on
That's it.
t-shirts. We big on marketing and creating
For sure. For
t-shirts on
sure.
here. So yeah. That's one that you could take with you. We could get you hooked up with the right people that can produce your t-shirts for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Forrest,
Okay.
can you cook?
I can cook. Yeah. Now
Okay.
I'm lazy, so I don't cook as much. Like I'm in and I'm out, and I work overnight. So I come home from my night shift. I sleep until about 3 or 4. I'll wake up, clean up a little bit, get some work done, maybe get one, two things to eat, and I'm back to work. So I don't really cook that much, but I can cook though. Yeah.
Do you eat your own fried chicken?
hmm Yeah.
Do you eat your own fried chicken? Are you good enough at that?
Because
Yeah.
I double bread my fried chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
You like that
Wow.
crunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now did you learn that in Texas or did you learn that back in Connecticut how to double batter that chicken?
That was Mom Deuce. I learned that in Louisiana. Mom Deuce.
Hey.
Mom Deuce taught me that. Yeah. She
All right.
taught me everything I know about cooking. Yeah. So
All right,
Okay.
all right.
that's my
Now what you
best
Okay.
friend.
frying?
Shout out to
But
Mom Deuce.
what you
That's
frying it in though? Talk to me. What you frying it in though? What you
Oh
frying it?
Lord, here
Got
goes
canola
Benji.
oil, vegetable oil, Crisco.
So
What you
it
got?
used to be vegetable oil. Then I discovered something called the air fryer, and I never got up off of it. Like it's simple, it's easy, it still tastes good. I don't. It's minimum work. I just throw it in the air fryer and I'm good.
See, there we
So,
go, folks. I'm
cause
just saying.
men, we're simple. We don't have to listen. If it's gonna get the job done, it's gonna taste good. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Hey,
Facts.
that's a
So,
fact. Women, men are a lot simpler than you like to think that they are.
Yeah,
They are
that's
very simple.
that's a fact. All right. So Forrest, we know you're a great content creator, you're a great
Thank you.
motivational speaker. So what's your ultimate goal? Like where do you ultimately want to see yourself?
It's a good question. I'll be honest with you, I don't know, because this is not the life I had planned out. Like there are some people who plan their life out like this, and they try to um, reach a certain modicum of success, and they try to, they try with what they're doing. They have a plan. For me, this was not my plan. So I'm literally, and I think that's what makes it so unique, is that I'm so dependent on God's direction that I don't know what's next. I have no
Right.
clue. I had no clue I'd be joining another church after hating church for 10 years. I had no
Right.
clue that I would be able to talk to people on a live platform or in stadiums or on tours, given I had a speech impediment. I had no clue that I'd be able to have a conversation with a young black woman when I used to hate them. I had no idea. So I'm still learning me as I go.
Right.
I'm still learning my gift as I go. Once again, thank God I have followers and a platform that allow me to be human. They allow me to grow and they allow me to make mistakes. Without them, I wouldn't. It'd be game over because I make a lot of mistakes. I'm human. So to answer your question, King, I don't know what the end goal is, but I know what my purpose is, and I know my purpose is to lead people to God who do not want to go to church, who do
Right.
not want to talk to Christians, who don't want to talk to pastors, um, and I think that's why I've experienced the church hurts that I have in a specific way that I have experienced them, because I had to gain that empathy for people who don't want to go to church. Because
Right.
as a Kojic, when you're a Kojic, they teach you if you
Man.
don't want to go to church, you don't want to talk about God or talk to Christians, you're a demon, you're a heathen, get away from
Yeah.
me. Ugh, I don't want to deal with you. You're not. And I had that mindset until I had to learn how it felt to hate church. I had to
Right.
learn how it felt to not want to go and talk to a pastor, to curse a pastor out on site, like F out my face, get away from me. I used to do that to pastors. Um, I had to learn that in order to be effective in my purpose. So
Right.
if I can stay along that in that path, then God will open the doors and we'll just see where I end up. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I dig it, man.
I
Cause
like that.
Thank you. Thank
man,
you.
this is probably the third time I said it, but I'm telling you. Now I ain't cussing no pastors out because I had some dope pastors, but
Yeah, yeah,
you get
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
mine were dope. All of them are gone. But man, yeah, it's like looking in a mirror, man. I
That's
promise you. And
crazy.
if I
That
were
really
to
is
say,
crazy.
I think ultimately in the end, your space is to lead people to, of course, to God, but I think you bring an aura that young people need to feel
Yeah.
because
Yes,
they're
sir.
in
Yes, sir.
this space and they don't understand it.
Hmm.
And I think it's safe to say you don't have to understand it all. God does.
Mhm.
Right.
Apart,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
apart from Him, that lack of understanding is going to continue to be your will because you're disconnected from God. And in that space, if you don't get yourself connected, then that's when your own vision becomes blurred because He's the one who gave it to you. He's the one
Right.
who has to disseminate the information to you to tell you,
Hmm.
hey, go this way, don't go that way. Hey,
Right.
follow that mentor, don't follow that one. And I think that that's a safe space that I think people can feel from you. So I'm overjoyed, man, seeing a young person flowing like you flowing, man. So
Thank
uh,
you. Thank you so much. For real.
I think
Thank you.
he speaks to a lot of people in this age group, especially in our 30s right now.
right, right,
Not y'all, but you know what I'm talking about.
right.
No, but in our 30s, there's a lot of like mutual friends that I know that stepped away from church that have,
Mhm.
church hurt, and they're trying to find their own walk and path with God to create their own version of it. So a lot of the things that Forrest is speaking to kind of resonates with that our age group a lot for sure. I know a lot
Right,
of people that, so he's in a sweet spot, so where he's looking
right,
to appeal to the youth still that are coming there, but then also the individuals that are in that space right now too.
right.
Yeah.
And it's needed. Trust me. And I think most people think church is, supposed to be filled with, all, the seasoned veterans, so to speak. But it's been high time for our young people to see other young people doing it and doing it well and not
Yeah.
scared of it.
Yeah.
And that was my challenge early on in ministry because I felt like I had to be like the older crowd. You get what I'm saying? But
Right.
no, not
Right.
realizing, yo, like, you're still young, son. Use that seasoned veteranship, but be young also. And I think young people need to see that. They need to see that maturity. So I
Yeah.
salute you.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
and just for context, Benji is the oldest on
Yes,
the
I'm the
show.
oldest
So
on the family.
Just for
yeah,
context,
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Yeah,
just for
that's all
He
context.
right.
about 57.
Dang.
You
Well,
57?
Benji's not
Nah,
57.
Oh,
you
oh,
know,
oh, oh, my bad.
you gotta understand. You gotta understand. Me and Patricia, we had this thing go back and forth because her head just kind of expands, and she has these thoughts, and so
Uh-huh.
I
she
have
just
these
blurts
thoughts.
things out.
For sure, for sure.
That
Okay,
is
okay.
insane.
Yeah, Benji's the elder statesman on the show.
Yes. Big Benjamin
Because
Button.
yeah. Yeah. So, but like I said, man, we appreciate you joining us, Forrest.
Absolutely.
But are you working on any other big projects or
Yeah,
ideas that you can discuss before
definitely.
we let everybody go?
Definitely. So at midnight tonight, tickets
Oh.
for my first live event in Dallas are gonna go on sale. It's the event that I had with Vijor. She's another content creator, lovely young lady, and she's hosting an event for singles in Dallas. It's called Essential Love Language, and it's gonna be a night of interaction, games, activities, conversation. It's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, and I'm excited about it. And yeah, that's gonna be dropping at 12 at midnight tonight, Central Standard Time. So in about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
The site's gonna be up, the flyer's gonna be released, all that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going back to Atlanta on tour. Not on tour, but it's a conference in Atlanta, the Black Christian Influencers Conference. I got invited to that. I also got nominated for Motivational Speaker of the Year. That was dope
I
from
saw
them.
that. I saw that on your
So
Okay,
page.
congrats on
yeah,
that.
thank
Right.
you, thank you. So that's happening in exactly 23 days. So I'm sorry, that's before my event with Visual. It's in 23 days. And then immediately after that, my podcast, the Restoration Podcast, is going to launch. And that's going to be a lot of work. And it's going to be very exciting and very tough, but I'm accepting the challenge. I'm ready to do it. So it's
Yeah.
been a long time coming for
Hey,
that.
he's working.
Appreciate that. Hey, and just so you
Yeah.
know, man, we're here. We're on your Facebook page. We're on your IG. When you
Thank you,
post it,
man.
just
Thank you.
know the love we show is we're going to share it. We're going to support it if we can. I know I'm in Cali, but if I have time, man, trust me, I'll be out at that Dallas event because I got to pull up on my boy Ken since he pulled up for, what I'm saying,
Facts.
got wet.
Facts.
And so I got to
Man,
pull
and
up
I'm
for him.
overdue. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but we appreciate you joining us, man. Before you get up out of here, can you let the people know where they can find you on social media and give them a little something inspirational and motivational to take with them?
Well, yeah, so you can find me at I am Forrest B on all platforms. Forrest with two R's and then just a letter B. I am Forrest B. Um, and something to leave them with. I'm in this season right now. We all are in a season in our lives, whether it's a season of harvest, a season of planting seeds, a season of
Yes.
growth, of turmoil. It doesn't, we all have our own season. And we focus a lot on the season that we're in without focusing on what God's trying to do in us in that season. So if you are someone who is wondering and questioning and confused about why you are where you are, and you're praying about it and you're seeking God's face on it, I want to encourage you to not ask. I want to encourage you to not ask God why you're going through it. I would like to encourage you to ask God, what are you trying to do in me in this season? The season will not change because I'm in this season. While I'm here, I may as well get what you want me to get. I
Right.
don't I don't want to dictate to you what to do next or where to take this season, where to land. Like when I land on like where I land, I don't want to dictate to you on that anymore. I want to sit for a minute and just ask you, what are you trying to do in me right now? The season's going to be the season regardless, but what are you trying to do in me? If you can get in the habit of asking that question, no matter what season you're in, then you will always get the most out of your seasons, and that will propel you further than you can imagine. Um, so you just stay encouraged. Don't get mad at God because of where you are. Don't get mad at
Right.
God because you think He's not answering you, because you think He's not hearing you. None of that's the case. Just continue to stay where you are and ask God, God, what are you trying to do in me right now? He will do the rest.
For sure. I love
Yeah.
it.
Dope,
Love it.
Thank you.
dope, dope. Man, we definitely appreciate you coming through, sprinkling
Appreciate
that
y'all so much.
sprinkling that game on us, you know what I'm saying? So that now we can go forward and say we have been blessed with your presence on the show, man, and you came through and you delivered big time. So we definitely appreciate that again. Shout out to my son, Big Key,
Shout
Yeah.
out Keon. Big
Yo.
Keon.
for plugging it in. And
Yeah.
before we get up out of here, of course, Trisha Michelle, talk to the people, let them know where to find you at on social media as well.
Well, everybody, it's right there. At Trisha Michelle. Oh, I'm lying because I actually changed it.
What?
What?
I didn't do that. I didn't do too much, so I just lied to y'all. My bad. Trisha Michelle _. It's just TM instead of YT.
Okay.
They won't let me just have Trisha Michelle. I'm trying, but like somebody out there is trying to be me and it ain't me, and I don't like it.
It's crazy.
It happens.
So I've been for a long time trying to get that on Instagram, but that's not what we are. So Trisha Michelle _TM, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Trisha Michelle's, and then of course the Fiyah Session every Tuesday. And I mean, today was great. So Forrest, it's been a blessing. It's been great. It's been wonderful, well spoken, and it's been a pleasure. It was great to hear your perspective on things.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure being here. My honor. Thank you.
Dope.
Dope.
All right, Benji Banks, the man brand. Talk to the people before we get up out of here, my guy.
Man, I always got something to say. Y'all know me. I always got something.
You better Ken, get the music ready.
Don't get the violin.
The violin playing, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's just a whole bunch going on, man. Like y'all know me. You can find me on Instagram at BRB4701. They didn't let me get rid of that 4701. I don't know why.
See?
But whatever. But we're going to be creating a new page. Actually, it's not new, but it'll be a part of the beauty supply store we just opened. So we'll be transitioning, putting our content for that over there a lot more to draw the traffic there a little bit more. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Benji Banks. I guess it's time for me to start working on some other platforms too, because I'm trying to find all y'all with money for this beauty supply store. So, but I mean, hey. But man, y'all know me, man. You can find me. We got everything you need, from your wine to your hair. Ladies, I got wig glue for y'all now. I just want you to know.
At this point, you really do.
I listen.
Literally.
Listen, I got wig glue for you. I got 24 hour. What you call it, Patricia? That stuff that they put on the edges, the whole, what they call it?
The bond? The
edge control.
That bond. Girl,
you're talking about the edge control. Okay, you can't say because they got both.
See, there you go. See, I got all that stuff. I got your wig. I got your wig cap. The stuff that go under your head before you put your wig on.
Under your head.
Girl, I got your back like a car seat. I just want you to know. You know what I'm saying? So
if you scalp itch, Benji got it.
I got it. I got you. When I tell you I got you, I got you. All right. But y'all know where to find me, man. And you're gonna be hearing about the content. We're pushing it out there. Continue to watch the Fiyah Session. Continue to, hey, listen, y'all got to interview people y'all want us to interview. Hey, man, listen, send them to Ken. Send them. Let's let us interview them. You know what I mean? If they're talking about something and they got some value and they bring some value to the table. So continue to support the show and continue to like and share. And we'll continue to support y'all for sure.
Facts. Well, y'all already know y'all can catch me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can catch all of the social media platform for the Fiyah Session. Just type in FIYAH session and we'll pop right up. Go to YouTube. Shout out to the people that tuned in on YouTube today. If you're on there and you haven't liked and subscribed to the page, go ahead and do that and hit that little bell to get that notification so you won't miss any other content, any other new episodes. And as we say all the time, we go live. So we give you the opportunity to interact with us, to ask questions, to post the comments. Even some of the wild comments, we see them. We might not post them on the screen, but we see them. So we appreciate
Can't put them all up there, right?
We appreciate everything, every contribution. And again, special shout out to Forrest, man. We definitely appreciate you coming through, blessing the platform with the game and with the information and with the motivational speech. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all have something to definitely take with you. And y'all know the clips is going to be fire. So y'all stay tuned. Again, we'll be back next week with something dope for you. So stay tuned, and y'all keep showing love. Y'all already know we love y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's the Fiyah Session. Peace.
All right.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.